Hi, my name is Mark Arthur. I'm the CEO and founder of Coast2Coast HR. And we are starting a weekly This Week in His HR. And as this evolves over time, and personally, as I get more comfortable doing this, I'm hoping that it'll bring more and more value to organizations as they look at what's important and happening in the workplace. And most of these podcasts it's going to be something around teamwork and collaboration, technology integration. Who hasn't heard of AI? And of course, hearing about it and understanding how that's going to affect your organization. That is two different things altogether. And then, of course, we always talk about open communication. So let's talk right now about performance improvement plans. It's a shift in perception. So we are seeing a very large increase in performance improvement plans. They've been implemented, um, policies are being put into place, forms are being created. And why? Why are organizations doing this? Well, they're doing it mostly so that they can, work with the employee to take them to the next level, get them ready for promotion, make them, in their positions, have them ready for more lateral potential. As we see more and more lateral kind of work, project work being done, that they're ready for that. It does take a structured environment to do so. And so using performance improvement plans can significantly help. Of course, there is a disciplinary action to it. But in the old days, and I say that maybe as early as the last couple of years, it's changed, but it was viewed as a way of heading towards termination. And I'm happy to say that that isn't the case so much anymore, that people are seeing that, hey, this is a roadmap for the employee to grow in their role. So companies are exploring alternative approaches to employee development. I know I've worked with many clients that's the ones very elaborate systems, and I tend to be more to say, let's make this simple and usable, easy to understand, and start there, and then see where we go. So. I would say I'm glad to see PIPs are on the increase, but let's make sure they stay the simple plan. It's easy to understand and to do. So diversity, equity, and inclusion. While we've known there's been a lot of pressure in this area over the last year to 2 years, the Supreme Court's weighed in on this and scaled it back, and so we're seeing organizations getting and I'm not making any political conversation about this, but you hear the moniker wokeism out there. So there's a lot of stress in the workplace that comes around the whole program. DEI is important. In organizations, it's about honoring the people that work for you, but it can sometimes go too far. And so places like Walmart are scaling back their initiatives, and other organizations are large ones, small ones, are trying to get their heads around this area. They're navigating the challenges that come along with it. Are there going to be more political and cultural pressures to bring it back, to bring more forward, or to reduce it? it I don't know the answer to that. I would say over the next several few years, at least, I would expect that DEI itself will take a bit more of a backseat than it has in the past. But as HR professionals, we adapt to these landscapes, and we watch for your organizations to keep you in the know of what you do need to know. And whether it becomes, more entrenched or less entrenched, we are part of that process to assist you. The rise of AI in recruitment. This I just had a conversation today. I am shocked about how AI can do so much different things, including finding the passive recruiting person that's may not even know yet that they're looking for a job, but AI is out there looking for you. It's also looking for whether or not is there a risk of you leaving the organization? Is there a risk of you turning down a promotion? I mean, again, a computer cannot take away for human judgment, but it certainly is doing a lot of the legwork that used to be done to try to find, what was extremely costly, especially trying to find the the professional, the vice president, the director, the CHRO or CEO that's sitting at their desk, and they're not actively recruiting. But meanwhile, AI is sitting there going, hey, maybe this person's ready to go. On average, they move every 5 years and they've now been at this job for 6. Their posts are gone from positive to negative, or to be neutral. It's looking at those kind of things and saying maybe the person's ready. Maybe you should call them. Um, Exciting, and at the same time very, very disruptive in the HR world that is continued to be very heavily human driven. Recruiting, talent management, talent acquisition, whatever you want to call it, very human driven. So, as this continues to evolve, I'll be talking about it and probably hold a whole session just on the rise of AI in recruiting as I start to get to understand more. Today was quite an interesting meeting just to understand more. So, more to come on that area. Employee monitoring, balancing trust and efficiency. I think for most people that are listening to this, they're going to get this. We have seen over the years, and this was an issue, and I've been doing HR for 27 years, I like to say, when I had hair. Um, and it was an issue then. It's like you can monitor. In those days, we talked more about video cameras that way. Not computers weren't always being used as much as they are now. But companies, even then, were balancing the act between trust and making sure that the employees are doing the work they need to get done. So we continue with these conversations. Transparency and communication is big in this area. If you're transparent and you communicate with people, there's a better buy-in and understanding of what you're really looking for. And that really is. It's not about saying, I don't trust you. If it is, you've got a bigger issue that we need to talk about with your company and your culture. But it's about efficiency, and that efficiency is able to be shown to an employee by building the trust, by being transparent with them and saying, this is why we're doing this. And it's okay to have war stories about, they had in the news about 2-3 years ago, a Google employee that was working 3 full-time jobs, and they caught him out, not doing any of them well, and caught him out because he rolled into work in a Maserati, and there's no way his salary could possibly do that. It afforded him that luxury. And workforce inclusivity, addressing the challenges of ageism. So this is huge. And I say this because we see this in HR all the time. And we see it because we have an aging workforce. We still have a belief, oh, well, they're 55, they're going to leave our organization and retire. The first question I have for everybody is going, really? Because how long do people stay with organizations now? If you get 2-3 years out of someone, most of the time, that is very good, especially when you're getting up around VPs and directors and CEOs. 5 years, that's usually the length of time before they burn out, before the company wants to go in a different direction. So we need to be careful. Ageism, it persists out there. And if anything, I've actually heard stories of it being worse than it used to be. People have all this experience, but companies sometimes say, I can't afford that. While you're assuming that to be the case. And it's so the rise of fractional human resources, which is what we do. So 27 years, someone's going to say, I can't afford the salary that's Mark Arthur would charge us. Well, in this world, they can use us fractionally. And so you see that in the CFO world. You see that in CTOs. Not so much in CEOs, but I've seen some of that. And of course, HR and a lot of these people are just coming in and being, what was a good word? Somebody said very, it almost sounded like Sherpa, but it was, anyways, being very targeted, come in, do what they need to do, and leave the organization with the expertise they got, which can be very, very powerful nowadays. Balancing your organizational goals and employee well-being. Again, this conversation has been going on for 20 years. So balancing what your company needs and your employee well-being is critical more than ever. People change jobs a lot of times. They do say 70% of times people leave companies, not They leave their manager or their company because they're dissatisfied with the way they're being treated. More difficult now than ever before. The new generation of people are saying, I don't want to work past 8 hours a day. I don't want to work more than 40 hours a week. I have my life. I've had this discussion with my oldest children as well. Same thing makes me shake my head because I come from the age where, if you on a Thursday night, if you weren't in your office with the lights still on at 6 o'clock, and because we were working hard, it was looked badly upon you if you were the first to be leaving the door. Kind of glad those days are wrapping up a bit because you do want to have a life. So there's evolving practices. There's data-driven insights that are being used. Technology is great for giving data and putting it forward. And I never thought I'd say this, but I've become such a data guy that I like to use that when I'm talking with my clients and saying, well, here, let's talk about what the data kind of says and break it down into small chunks of information that makes sense to everybody, but it also helps in the decision-making process. And then, of course, satisfaction is focusing on the employee satisfaction is critical to fostering a thriving workplace. And again, also building that trust with the employee. So key takeaways and future directions is adapt and evolve. So we're with AI, it's a totally different world of adapting. Before it was more technology, faster technology. People used to say to me, Mark, why do you still write in a book? Why are you not typing in the computer or got a tablet for it? It's just me. I like to put pen to paper. But I have a hybrid way of doing this. So that it's my way of remembering and thinking while I'm doing it. But we have to adapt and evolve because things are moving so quick now with AI. Embrace the technology. If you don't, especially as professionals, if you're watching, if you're an HR person, if you don't embrace technology, and I believe that in the AI world, it will bypass us if not. So you do need to be part of the, understanding of it. Spend some time with Chat GPT or whichever your favorite one is. Spend some time learning. Ask it questions. I've asked it questions like, "Wow, I had no idea it could do this." And so all the time and then of course, one of my clients I work with does customized AI that's even way more powerful than ChatGPT. They actually told me that was the kindergarten version of what they do. So very exciting. And of course, focus on inclusivity. It's important that we all work together. The world is complicated and it's full of turmoil right now, but at the same time, people also are more working together than I've ever seen before. So that is a wonderful thing. So the next step, stay informed and stay engaged. Check in with us every week about our latest I don't know if I want to call it podcast, but it's whatever. These different sessions that we put through, and you certainly can contact us at any of the links below, as well as just give me a call. Go to our website www.coast2coasthr.com. You can book a meeting with me. You can send me a message, and then I can one member of my team or myself will get a hold of you. And just happy to talk if you need to. So thank you. Have a great day. And if this is the last one you see before the new year, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Take care.